Come on. Hey Neil. Good morning, Calvus. Captain. How big's that delay on? Good morning in San Diego. Good morning away. Hey Neith. Okay, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Bit of light. There we go. And the Lord said, "Let there be light." He didn't say, "Let there be a bit of heavy while we're about it." Because let's face it, I am a heady man on the internet with an opinion. Big boned. Not trading top. They just have to be some wonderful move for me to trade it with. Kind of leverage. I just won't get any leverage. They removed the buy button on Friday as well. The clients. Visa. I'm going to take a look at Visa. So Visa's got earnings. There's nothing happening at the moment. I think Visa's got earnings this week. Is it this week? Let me just have a quick look for you. At the moment, all of the momentum at the moment seems to be with the Chinese stock. Let me just turn Bloomberg off. There we go. Visa. Calendar. 2023. 23rd. So that was last week. No, week before last. So Visa's already had its earnings. Now there you go. 25th. There, it was last week. Visa had its earnings last week. Next earnings call for Visa is on the 27th. There's nobody trading it at the moment. So from an intraday perspective on the daily, there's not, well, even, you know, there's just nobody trading, even on the 5 minute. If you look at it on a higher time frame, Visa's, it's a steady upwards climb on the daily. I mean, it's had swings up and down, but it's pretty much behaving very similar to the overall market, I believe. If you look at the overall market today, the SPY, as you can see, we're outside of this upwards channel that I mentioned, but we're actually breaking above this swing high here, so we might get back into this upwards channel. So we're pretty much static since end of January. I mean, look at where we were up at 415s in January, and we were up at 450. So we're pretty much static this year. This is the overall market, the S&P 500. So pretty much static on the year. I mean, we've had a pullback and then a move back up, so we'll see. Let's see what. I mean, we've say static. We're static since January, but we had that huge move up. Then we had the pullback in February and March, then a huge move up in March. So we're a far cry from the downswings here, at least back in October. So I think we're just going to get this range market now, I think, for a little while, up and down, before we enter another bull market. Yeah, HLP is another one of these Chinese stocks. So what we're finding is there's a lot of these Chinese stocks. Oh, that's the daily. You don't want to look at the daily. You want to look at the minute. So a lot of these Chinese stocks, they're not moving with any particular news catalyst. It just seems to be sector strength or something. There's a lot of Chinese. Some of them are financial. Some of them are bioscience. There doesn't seem to be any particular. Is this one of those Chinese stocks? Hongli Group. So no specific catalyst. Hongli Group is a cold roll form steel provider profile manufacturer in China. So this is a manufacturing and metals production company. So none of these stocks seem to have any affiliation from what I can see. So we've got bioscience companies, we've got financial companies. This one's manufacturing, so or steel manufacturing. So I don't see any particular correlation between these stocks that are moving up quite. I mean, a lot of them have popped up like 2, 3, 4, 500% pre-market. A lot of them have retraced and they're having another go now. So I honestly don't know why that is. It just seems to be sector strength of these Chinese stocks. A lot of them have filed annual reports recently, as recently as last week, though. But I'm not seeing anything specific to today why they should be popping today. Hey Virgo, Steve. Yeah, it's moving on low. It's pulling back a little. It's back below the VWAP now. mean, I'm over gold, so I'm just going to be cautious now. First day of the month, you know what I'm like on a Mondays. I tend to get green and then give it back on Mondays. Mondays are not my best day for trading. My statistics tell me that. I'm actually, this year, I'm a losing trader on a Monday, so I'm going to be cautious. I've got green. I'm going to stay green. I've got to go. I'm not necessarily getting out, but if there's an opportunity, I'll take it. But other than that, I'm going to be very, very discerning. No, actually, purely the volume. When I traded it, the volume came in. So we got decent volume when I traded it. As it moved up, so decent, reasonable volume. But that was more based on a continuation from Friday. So Friday was I traded that as a continuation from Friday. And I always do that. So whatever is a recent mover, I'll look for continuation. If it's over the last week or the last couple of days, I'll watch them. Keep them on the watch list, and I'll keep them. Keep my eye on them for potential continuation. And you can get that continuation on lower volume, but you do want good volume, relatively good volume. And NOx, it's bouncing on the VWAP actually. The volume's died out a little bit now. NOx, the volume, it's kind of real spike in volume here, but it's died out a little bit now. We're not getting a lot coming in. I got this stupid pump here, so I got in for the break of $9. Rode it up. I took some profits up at the top, and then on the way back, I was trying to get out. I had like 2,500 shares left, and I was trying to get out. And because with limit orders, it kept blowing past my limit, so I ended up dragging the order down way below the price to get out of the position. I lost like $1.80 from the highs. I lost at least $1 that I could have had. I said I was basically thinking to myself, if it breaks $11, I'll get out. I'll just hold it, let it have a pullback. If it breaks 11, I'll get out, and I can get back in if it then moves back up. And I couldn't get out. I pressed the sell and it went without me, so I pulled it down kind of 10.50. It went without me. Ended up, and it was what did I get it? 10.01. So. But sometimes it'll like if the liquidity is not there, and you're trying to get out, it can be. The spreads are were quite big. They went to like 30 cents at one stage, which kind of scared me. Same with Wadi, but I knew what Wadi's spreads were rangy on Friday as well, so I kind of was aware of that and ready for that. A smaller price mover is QH. And again, this is another one of the so NNOX isn't one of the Chinese stocks that's moving, but QH is. So this is Quo. I think it's Quo. I'm going to pronounce it as Quo. And if I get cancelled for being racist, I don't care. Quo. That's where it's QUHUO. So Quo. Whether I'm pronouncing it right is one of those things. If you could tell me in the chat whether I'm pronouncing it right, then I don't know. What am I playing? I'm not playing. I'm working. But yeah, it's equities, Armando. Stocks and shares. Is it me or is the music a bit too loud? Maybe I've got the speakers on a bit too loud. I'll just turn it down at my side. No, I like gas trading, Robert. I mean, if I was going, we'd go with something else. I'd just switch across to sterling. I think sterling's a good platform. I don't like sterling as much as gas, but a lot of people prefer it. TC2000 is not a bad platform as well. I could use that one, but I'm going to stick with. I've got to stick with DAS. I just think why broke it if it ain't fixed? Look, why fix if it ain't broke? I mean, with any platform, you're going to get little quirks and foibles, but I've got consistently profitable trading with Dash Trader. I've got my strategy that works with my hotkeys and my hot buttons and how I work with Dash Trader. So for me, I've got a script. I know how to script within Dash Trader as well, write the script accordingly. So I'll stick with that. That's a good question there, Alistair. When am I starting the micro account? It was going to be today, but I just checked with the broker, and my balance isn't at 500. It's actually below 500. So I'm like, hang on a minute. I put money in last week to this particular account. Why is it below the starting position? And like the idiot that I am, I forgot to factor in that if I make the account live, which I did, again, facepalm moment. If I make the account live, at the end, it's not prorated or anything. So at the end of each month, you get hit with platform fees. So now I got hit with platform fees. They came out yesterday. I know it's a Sunday, but they came out yesterday, it being the last day of the month. So now I'm kind of okay. An account that I've not really built up the commissions on to get rebates for the platform fee, so I've now got to reload that account to start tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll be starting that tomorrow, Alistair. Chuyu. Oh, that's an interesting pronunciation from Q. To Chuyu. Oh, thank you for correcting me. You're probably winding me up, and I'm probably saying something extremely offensive in Chinese, but I'll take you at face value there. I will be later in the year there, Robert. That's been the plan, and that remains the plan. Yeah, I had a look at CXAI as well. It didn't strike me as something that I would be interested in trading right now. The spreads are like 20 cents and the volume is very low. So I mean, it's less than 5,000 shares a minute at the moment. So there's no volume at the moment. The range, granted, it's decent range, but when the spreads are 20 cents and they're not covering, the range isn't covering it. I always say, look at your average true range on the 1 minute chart. You don't have to trade the 1 minute chart, but use that as an indicator for your risk and work and set your stops, etc. Look at the ATR, the average true range on the 1 minute chart. At the moment, it's like 17 cents, and the spreads are 20 cents. So if the spreads are not covered by the range, there's no trade. It's too risky to trade. No, Alistair, because I've withdrawn from the account. I've withdrawn from the main account, Alistair. So I've not got the $300,000 account that I was trading with. I kind of learnt my lesson last week. I thought, okay, everybody was kind of providing me with very good advice. Very good opinions, should I say. There was a lot of good opinions came out last week that, go back to trading, withdrawing the funds and trading on an average sized account at the beginning of each month. So I've done that. I'm still trading with the higher value account that I was last year. Starting today, just over 63,000 in the account. So. But there's nothing to say that if we don't get a run like we did with Top Financial last week, even with the 60,000 account, you could still make 100 grand with it. There's a whole bunch of accounts last week that ran so much, like we're talking thousands of percent, that you could make double your. In fact, if anything runs up over 100%, in theory, you could double your equity. If you put all your equity position at the bottom of the move and you take it out at the top of the move, you've doubled your account. That's about 100% run. So if it goes 300%, you've a chance of you know, tripling your equity move. Or if you're putting only a third of your equity position in there, you have a chance of doubling your equity move. However, with leverage, if it moves 100% and you're using 6 times leverage, you could get a 600% equity gain. So there's nothing saying I couldn't. In theory, I'm not expecting it, but in theory, I could have 100% gain today. I'm not going to bank on it though. What time do I start? I'm live now. I'm live now, ATP. Can't you see me? I'm live right now. If you're just joining, you're wondering how long I've been live. I've just been live for like 20 minutes now. So I start streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, ShareVision, Facebook, TikTok. I think that's about it. There might be a couple of others. I'll start streaming live an hour before the market opens. So it's 8:30 at market time. So that was 20 minutes ago. It depends, Invest Addict. So the cutoff is $500. I'm allowed to start 2 hours before the market opens, party. I'm allowed to start from 7:30. My trading permissions are enabled at 7:30 every morning, and then they cease at 5 p.m. That's market time, East Coast. No, devil horns down are the opposite. That's a bullish signal, Vols. So it's like, I call that the chicken legs or the stilts. So the inverse, if you see a pattern, so what you tend to find with patterns is bearish patterns and bullish patterns are exactly the same, but they're mirror images. So if you see a bullish pattern, like for example, an ascending wedge into a flat top is bullish. A descending wedge into a flat bottom is bearish. An inverse head and shoulders is bullish, where the actual head and shoulders is bearish. A double top is bearish. A double bottom, which is essentially what a devil horns down is what you're saying, or chicken legs or stilts, whatever you want to call it. The 2 pins down is actually a bullish pattern, a bullish sign. Yeah, Ameritrade, you can start from 7. My broker allows me to start from 7:30. I think Interactive allows you to just trade from like 4 a.m. So I might actually enable my trading permissions on Interactive again, just for the early moves. I'll not count it towards the day trading and stuff, but or maybe just trade in the in my retirement account or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Yes, you are, Virgo. Don't follow me blindly. If that's what you're asking, you're going to follow my trade. I'm going to be doing. I won't be streaming live all day long. That'll be an occasional thing, maybe once, twice a week. It's just very exhausting when I'm doing that. Well, that's great, boss. That's fantastic. Lock it down, walk away, go and do something you enjoy. So SNTG, a lot of these popped up around that time. So SNTG, this was a nice move just after 7. Above the VWAP, you got the pullback to the VWAP, but then you got this huge increase in volume on this big candle. So this pullback to the VWAP, that was your key to enter. And as it broke new highs, that was your entry point here, kind of 450, the break of the $0.50, and you could have got $3, over $3 move on that. So that would have been a great one to enter. What were the spreads like, Vols? I mean, currently the spreads are like 15 cents. So, I mean, what was the spreads like when you were trading it? No problem, S4. Hey, Melon. And so it's about the same. Okay, that's manageable. That's manageable. Group. A lot of the big banks are making good ground today. Even JPM after acquiring First Republic. So JPM is up quite. Let's put this on the 15. So you can see JPM is up quite considerably today compared to previous days, and that's on the acquisition of First Republic. And First Republic will likely get delisted. It's down heavily. Just popped up after they had like a press conference to publicly announce this acquisition, and it was a forced acquisition. Otherwise, they would have just gone to the wall like Silicon Valley and Signature. And JPM has agreed to acquire the majority of their assets. The rest will just go to the pink sheet. So this will end up, it'll get delisted, no doubt get delisted shortly. And end up going to the pink sheet. What's Silvergate doing at the moment? Well, Silvergate's not quite got delisted yet, but it's in, you know, I don't know why this hasn't hit the OTC markets yet. So this is another failed bank. So a lot of the regional banks are having problems. But the big banks are all having a great run. Oh, that'd be interesting to know as well. Vol. So needs asking, how do you configure your limit order? But the how do you configure your limit order for pre-market? Because sometimes, I mean, I got it with NNOX. The limit orders were just getting blown past. I had to drag the order way below, ahead of the price action, as it was pulling back. Otherwise, I probably would have lost money on it. But what's interesting about that is different platform. And again, I think TDA, it's payment for order flow as well. So you need to bear that in mind. That if you put limit orders in there with TDA, they control the fills. So the payment for order flow, whilst you're not guaranteed to get a fill, they will control your fill. Hey Rampu, Uvavu, Iranu. If you get the reference, you can be my friend. No, but what tolerance do you have? So you bought 500 shares, Vol, so kind of get that. But what tolerance do you have on your entry? When you're setting a limit, have you got like a 5 cent, 10 cent, 50 cent? What's your limit? Are you buying on the bid or the ask, or are you buying on? What is it that you're buying on? Or is TD just giving you market orders? Are you allowed to? Because I can't recall. Are you allowed to just put market orders out there pre-market with TD because they're controlling? Because it's payment for order flow. They're controlling the fills and the spreads. Are you buying the bid or buying the ask, or what are you doing? Buying on the ask, okay. So it's a yeah, you can put your own price in, Klaatu, but you cannot. That's for limit order. You're putting your own price in, but I think with Ameritrade as well, you can actually just buy the bid or buy the ask, which is essentially a market order. But they will fill you at best, best national bid or whatever. I don't know why I'm watching a halted stock here, because FRC's halted again. So I think there's a conference call going on at the moment, and that's probably why it's halted. So this halted at 6:39. Oh yeah, so this halted. There was a conference call, and this halted. Conference call was scheduled for 8 o'clock. This is probably going to get delisted. This probably won't get. This probably won't resume today. So the next time the FRC resumes trading is likely to be when it's on the pink sheets, on the OTC market. Still call it pink sheets, but yeah. Hey Thomas. Yeah, there you go, Neith. So with TD Ameritrade, you can do a market order pre-market, and they'll just fill you at whatever they want to fill you at. And there's quite a few will do. There's quite a few brokers. If it's not direct market access, if they're the ones that are controlling the spreads and the fills, payment for order flow, that kind of thing, you'll have wider spreads, you'll have crappier fills, and you'll get a lot more slippage. But you can do market orders with TD Ameritrade in 8-hour sessions. What filters do I have on the Benzinga? Well, it depends on which scanners. But if you look at this scanner here, I've got, at this moment in time, I've filtered out a lot of the crap in terms of volume. I've got excessive volume filters for pre-market at the moment. So I've got 725,000 or better. So that's the volume minimum I've set. This is my gap scanner. And a minimum value of $2. And on the momentum scanner, I've got it 125,000, and the same value is $2 minimum value. When I go to the small account challenge tomorrow, I might just filter at anything below $5. We'll see. I don't know. It's what the bloody hell was that? I've never done an account so small before, so this challenge is going to be interesting. GTX. It's certainly not going to be easy. The reason I say it's going to be interesting is because at $500. Probably 500 plus change when it all clears and stuff, because of landing fees or whatever. But $500, if it goes below $500, I'll lose my leverage. So I can get up to 6 times leverage depending on the stock, but there's no leverage on anything under $5. So I'll only be able to take like 100 shares of something below $5. Or you know. Yuck, QH, why? It's just bouncing around the VWAP at the minute. Yes, Thomas. So TD Ameritrade is payment for, they don't, it depends. What's an account of 3K DS? I'm sorry you've lost me there, DS, but I'll come back to you in a second. Thomas, TD Ameritrade, they control they route your orders how they see fit. You're not getting direct market access. If you're getting a direct market access platform like Dash Trader, like a TC2000 or a Sterling Trader, or a Lightspeed or something like that, your transacting is direct with the market makers, or direct with the exchange. So you're able to get the national best bid and get rapid fills really quick. Because the majority with Think or Swim, it's not a direct access platform. It goes through a third party, and then it gets rerouted. It takes a little bit quicker to fill, and as a result of that, your fills tend to be you get a bit more slippage both ways. But also the spreads tend to be wider as well. So this is one of the reasons TD Ameritrade are able to give you free commissions. They're not giving you free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There's no such thing as free commissions. What they're doing is they're tacking a microscopic amount onto the spread. Now it may not show up. So it might show up on the between the bid and the ask as 1 cent. But it might be 0.3 or 0.29 cents per share that they are tacking on. So it'll round down to the figures. It'll look at what it was 1 cent, but that 0.29 will be their commissions. So they will be, depending on the spread, they will be adding a certain amount to the spread for their own commissions. There's no such thing as a free commission broker, unless they're doing payment for order flow, where they will give you they might be doing, the likelihood is, like a Robinhood or a Webull, is they're playing both sides of the coin there. They're actually widening the spreads and getting some commission that way, but they're also getting payment for order flow. So they're putting your order through a market maker that they are preferred with, where they get a kickback for every transaction that they put through that market maker. So the payment for order flow and the commissions on the wider spreads is what they're taking off you in lieu of commissions and charges themselves. Now, some will do that in lieu of the regulatory charges as well, SEC and FINRA and other fees as well, and others will still charge you regulatory fees as well. So it depends on your broker. Yeah, no, absolutely, DS. So it's not it's an account of 500, but the leverage gives you 3,000 in buying power. But if you've dropped to 499, your leverage is 499. You've got 499 buying power, which is why it's going to be interesting. Because as soon as I take a permission, I've no longer got leverage. So what I mean is if I take a position, if I take 100 shares of a $5 stock, then I'm using up 100 like $500. I, in theory, could take another 100 shares if it starts to move up. But if it moves down, I can't take another 100 shares. You see what I mean? So if it moves up a penny, if the value of the stock moves up a penny to 501, I could take another 200-300 shares. Whereas if it moves down a penny, I can't take any more. I'm maxed out with the leverage. So it's going to be interesting to start off with. It's going to be difficult, I think, but we'll see. You might actually get to watch me blow up the account on live on air, because actually being more conservative and not as aggressive when I've got the reserves in the back is going to be a little bit of a mindset change for me. A little bit more disciplined with my trading approach. Trade selection has to be absolutely on point. Certainly for the first few days, I need to be able to get 10-20 cents as a minimum per trade. Yeah, listen to Mark, guys. Listen to Mark. Hit that thumbs up button. If you've not smashed the thumbs up button yet, do it now. You know you want to. It really helps with the market direction. Do it now. And if you're watching on TikTok, you don't have to smash the thumbs up button, but you do have to smash your screen. I don't mean literally, but figuratively. You tap that screen twice with every finger, every digit. So do 4 on your thumbs. Pretend you're playing Super Mario Brothers, you know, on the SNES, and tap that screen a whole bunch of times. Let's get that like count up. It's really good for the for the algorithm, and it pushes out to more people. The more people we get in, the better it is for you, the better it is for me. We have a more interactive stream, and people ask questions that perhaps you've not even thought of. So TGTX. Good morning, by the dip. Why no trades on QH? Well, let's have a look. There's a nice double bottom forming on QH right now. Because QH, when I was trading, it was this wasn't really moving. This move, so I can't trade before 7:30. So the big move here was before 7:30. Then it did a bit of a pop up at the top end while I was trading. What was I trading up at? Huadi. I was trading Huadi at the top of the hour. So one stock at a time, JSpec. So traded Huadi as it popped up, and that's what it popped up at the same time as QH on this move. But I couldn't trade this move because this first move was before I get to trade, and then after I get to trade, it got a bit choppy and sideways. So I've not traded it since then. Kind of got on a 5-minute double bottom here. If you look at this, let's zoom out. 5-minute double bottom type scenario here, around bouncing around the $3 level. So if it gets back above here around 350, that could be interesting. That's what I would look. So, and then you'd be looking for the test of $4 again. So I've now configured this. So I've got the high and low of pre-market high and lows automatically, so I don't have to put them on there. So pre-market high and lows is here and here, same color, little blue lines. Dotted blue lines, but if this break this, what's this level? 355 on those two. So 350, that's the level I would look at. Needs a good volume, a little bit of a push. Watch the level 2. There's some sellers at 352. The ticker's coming through at the moment. It's not. It's kind of 50. Oh, there's quite a bit of green came through just then, but it's kind of 50-50 green and red. It's in the study config. Oh, study config. I can show if you want me. I can show you. It's not a problem. QH, it's not really moving that quickly, so you can wait for that break of that 355. If you get a break of 355 with good volume, it has to have good volume. So break of 355 with that good volume, then look for the retest of 4. So currently that high is 398. SNTG is ranging sideways, so a lot of these moved up beautifully. Again, so this went up to 764 from $2. So this was 764, and it then retraced pretty much to what, 370 something, 374. It's just ranging on the side. It's ranging sideways now on the VWAP. Look at that. It's very sideways. A bit choppy at the moment. So what I would look for is this key level here, which is 550. I like to round. I like round numbers. Just call me OCD. So it's got key resistance level here. It's tapped a few times. It's kind of 540. But then you've got the psychological resistance level at 550, so I would wait for the break of 550 on the way up, and then if it breaks that, you've got the kind of the $0.75 level there at 575, which is tapped here, and then manage your aunt and bob your uncle if you can get up there and test the pre-market highs. The volume's not great at the moment. The volume came in earlier, like 50 shares on this big move here. It was like 57,000 shares a minute. So that's not bad. Pre-market, if it's over kind of 25,000 shares a minute, depending on the size of the float as well, because you've got to take it into account in terms of percentage turnover of the flow. 20 to 25,000 shares a minute, it's not bad. That's correct, Tom. Price marker in study config. And then you just set your color, what color you want it at, what style you want it at, and you've got the pre-market high, pre-market low, and that's what I've got set there. You can do high of day, high of low. I think you can get 4 price markers in there off the top of my head that will be automatic. You should already have the previous closing price in there. Good morning to you as well, Tom. We've got quarter of an hour or just over 15 minutes if you're American. Did I tell you I once went on a date with a girl in Miami, an American girl, and she got most irate with me. So we arranged to meet up. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but we arranged to meet up. It was the Brickell area of Miami, and we arranged to meet up. And she said, "What time do you want to meet?" And I said 7:30. And she looked at me a bit puzzled, but that was fine. So we arranged to meet at 7:30, and I arrived, and she wasn't there. So I arrived early. I was about 5-10 minutes early, and I thought, I'll get a drink in and. I'll wait for her, being punctual. And she wasn't there. So I waited about 15 minutes and then I called her up, and she wouldn't answer and texted me a lot of expletives, calling me all kinds of names. So I managed to calm her down, and apparently she turned up at 3:30. Thinking that I was going to take her out for an afternoon dinner or something. So why did you turn up at 3:30? She said at first she said she waited for me for half an hour and I didn't turn up. How dare I stand her up, and all kinds of expletives. And I didn't stand up. I've been waiting 15 minutes for you. Where are you, kind of thing? And when I said 7:30, I meant like 7:30, 7:30. So it's an English colloquialism, well, a European thing, that if you say half past the hour, it's like 7:30, 8:30, whatever. It's like 7:30 is 7:30. I said to her 7:30, and she thought, well, 7:30 is 3.5, so that's 3:30. So that's what time he wants to. She thought I was giving her a maths exam. So we laughed about it afterwards, but I thought, no, I can't date someone so uneducated. So QH popped up. I called this for 355 to retest 4. So 355 was the breakout area, and look at that. Look at the just watch what I'm talking about here. So we had retest there, but as it broke 355, just check the volume out, how the volume came through. Now, I did say retest 4, but you always want to manage your risk and take profits as you go. This went up to 387. There's a lot of volume, a lot of selling volume coming in now, but doesn't mean it's over. And as with any double bottom, you put your stop 310, 355 to 310 is 45 cents. And I said to test 4, so that's 45 cents. So it's a 1-to-1 risk. So that's acceptable. That's acceptable on a double bottom, a 1-to-1 risk. And you probably still should get it. Well, you know, gap and go. Let's see. The high of day is currently, well, at the moment, $3.98. If it breaks $4, it could be very interesting. Quite a lot of volatility again today. So this week we're going to have a lot of volatility. There's a lot of things happening. We've got the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. We've got jobless claims on Thursday. Something else on Friday. We've got Apple. We've got AMD. We've got a whole bunch of earnings again this week. So it's another busy week of earnings reporters. Another busy week of macroeconomic catalysts. We should have quite a volatile week in terms of movement. So there should be quite a lot of options to trade, and just be patient, guys. Firstly, make sure that when you take a trade, you've got a plan in place. Don't be afraid to take profits as you're going. Just remember, hodl is not a strategy. Hodl is a strategy to go broke. Always be taking profits. Nobody goes broke by taking profits. You might miss out on a bit of a move, or you might kick yourself for not maximizing. You're always going to leave money on the table. When you're trading, you're either not going to catch the full move, i.e. you might miss the bottom, the start of it, you might miss the top of it, or you might not maximize it in terms of share size. You're always going to leave money on the table. You're never going to get in full size at the bottom up to the top, or if you're shorting it at the top and down to the bottom, you're never going to get the full move for full size. You just won't. So accept that you're going to leave money on the table. The point is, you want to be profitable. Your point is, you want to make an incremental gain on every single trade if you can. And if you're not making a gain on the trade and it's coming in for a loss, you cut it early. Yeah, I'm not too sure about these Chinese stocks myself, user. There doesn't seem to be any newsworthy catalysts for any of them. There's quite a few of them have filed annual reports over the last week, but they didn't move on the annual report filings. So that kind of fills me with a little bit of concern. It seems to be just sector strength. There's no correlation between them. So there's a steel manufacturing, Chinese steel manufacturer, Chinese bioscience, Chinese financial. There's no industry catalyst. There's no industry corresponding connection as to why they're all, and they've all got similar moves, similar percentage move, big moves. Not huge volume, but big relative volume. So if I look at QH, for example, it's 12.2 million, which is not bad volume, but it only does 110,000. I look at Centage, which is 1.9 million volume already. It normally does 34,000. So huge relative volume on these. Hongli Group, 2.5 million shares traded. Normally, on any average day, it was 54,000. Just be careful with this. Yeah, Apple's got earnings this week. Yes, on Thursday, I think it is. It might be Wednesday. It might be. I think it's Thursday. Apple. Yeah. Thursday. So HLP is exactly the same as QH. It's exactly the same as SNTG. It's exactly the same as XYF, YGF. All of these Chinese-related stocks, unrelated industries, they're all popping up with good relative volume, not necessarily good volume, but good relative volume and big moves. Just no real reason underpinning them, so just be careful with them. Yeah, no, Clatty, look, the majority of the stocks that I trade are garbage. I say that on a regular. These are garbage stocks. So this is approaching the pre-market low, which is $7. $6.99 actually, but this went up to $36.50. Just to put that into context, first thing this morning, this popped up and went all the way up to $36.50. It's coming back down to its opening price on the day, which is $6.99 or $7. So this one's done for me. It might have another pop later, but this one's done for me. Doesn't look great. It's looking very weak. You wouldn't, Robert. Not unless you're in the Discord. So, and any stocks are a trading vehicle, any instruments are trading a vehicle. You can trade Forex if you want to. I don't advise it, and I think it's a mug's game, but, you know. Yeah, I'll have a look at it for you, Vols. Doesn't look great for me in terms of volume, but yeah, there's no volume at all there. It's 15,000 shares on that candle. It's the biggest candle. It's a red candle, and yeah, it's not. That's just not tradable at the moment. Who knows? In 5 minutes, maybe we'll get some volume come in. If it's got a catalyst that's that the market likes the look of, why not? I still do swing trade, Calvus. I still swing trade. I'm a lazy trader though. When it comes to research and stuff like that, if I'm swing trading, if I'm investing or swing trading, I want to do my due diligence. And swing trading is a little bit more fundamentally based than just pure day trade. Intraday trading, it's probably 90% technical. Whereas swing trading, I would probably say there's a good 40 to 50% fundamental and the rest technical. Whereas investing is probably 80% fundamental. If you talk about long-term investing, the majority of it is fundamental, and the other 20% is probably emotional. So yeah, I'm just looking at that right now, Calvus. It's a lot of these Chinese stocks are moving without any particular catalyst. So just bear that in mind, that you don't want to be left holding a pump and dump bag. So this, again, going back to what I'm saying about the volume's not great, but the relative volume is. So the volume on this right now is 175,000. It normally trades 13,000 on any given day over the last 3 months or whatever. So it's what, 15x relative volume, which that's actually quite good. Now it is a higher float stock, so it's a 60 million in the float, well 58 million in the float. Again, another one that filed a 20F, which is an annual statement. Now they filed it today. A lot of these other foreign Chinese stocks have a lot of these Chinese stocks have been filing their annual statements over the last month, and whilst they didn't pop on the filing, that could be a reason. But on Friday, this is JX Lux Ventures, by the way. And on Friday, they received a delisting notice from the NASDAQ for failing to maintain a $1 share price. And they've requested and been granted a hearing for May the 25th. So they gapped up there last week on the 26th quite heavily. Now, I don't know if that was a reverse stock split, so let's have a look at what happened on the 26th. It just gapped up. Oh, yeah, there you go. 10-to-1 reverse stock split. That happened on the 25th. So it happened on the 26th, but it was announced on the 25th. So they did a reverse stock split to maintain compliance with NASDAQ regulations. So reverse stock split last week, and now it's trying to pop. Yeah, I'm not touching top today because it requires a 250% margin requirement. Let's have a look at it though. Don't mind taking a look. Dollar spreads, that's not bad actually for top financial at this level. So the spreads are only $1. But for me to trade, I don't have enough equity to trade this now. Well, I do, but I have to trade extremely small size. So I've got right now equity plus that, so 676. So I've got a buying power of 50, no, less than. So I need 250% equity to trade this. So what's 76 divided by 2.5? That's 15, about 30,000. It's 30,000 in buying power. Trade that. So I could probably take 100 shares, maybe 200 shares. What we're watching at the open, I'm watching some of these Chinese stocks. I'm certainly not going to trade in top financial. I see selling off. XAI. I'll change over the scanners to regular session. The top, that's just dropped $13. A little spike up, $13 at the open, but the spreads are $4, nearly $5 on the spreads, between $3 and $5. So that's why it's just too risky. I mean, you need 200. My broker's got a basically they're trying to price people out of trading it. They took the buy button away on Friday, and then they're trying to stop people trading it by imposing you can trade it if you've got a cash account, no problem, but if you're in a margin account, you need 250% equity position, which I think is a bit ridiculous. I don't get with this multiples of equity position on a margin account. I think that's a bit. You should be able to trade. You should either be able to trade it as a zero leverage, i.e., as it is in if it's like a cash account, or you should be able to not trade it or with leverage, or not at all. If you're going to impose penalties for trying to trade something that's volatile, I think that's a bit dodgy, personally. So 20 cents spread, 10 to 20 cent spreads on this. It's above the pre-market high by a long way. HLP halted. GX Lux Ventures halted. Top halted to the downside. So let's just have a quick look at some of these that I've just been looking at. So GX, that's halted to the upside. I don't like that though. It's just low volume. HLP, where are you? So again, this is down near the low. So if this gets above the VWAP, I might be interested. But right now, probably not. Yeah, I'm not going to trade this either. Most I could take with it is about 4,000 shares. So maybe I should trade it. Get used to trading small before the small account challenge comes. Do you know how long the halts are for? You don't. You can go on the exchange website, and they usually give you a code, and then you can look up the code. Yeah, the top, it's not dropping like a rock. It's halted at the moment, but we'll see. So Hardy is dropping like a rock at the moment. It's just testing. No, the S&P 500 just gone green on the day. So that's nice. That's pulling back a little bit. So don't mind it pulling back maybe to the VWAP. If it gets over 418, that could be interesting. If we can get over 418, 419, it'll be like 6-month highs. It's going to be the highest we've been since the October bottom. NNOX not really doing a lot. It's kind of very choppy. A 50-cent pop up and then pull back. So it's choppy at the moment, guys. Don't just jump into something just because Hardy's halted to the downside as well. So Hardy halted to the downside. It broke pre-market lows, so that suggests to me that that's going to sell off most of the day. And CXAI is still above the VWAP, but it's a bit choppy. GX Lux Ventures decided to resume. It gapped up, pulled back. Yeah, again, massive candle here it looks like, but it's only 25,000, so I wouldn't do too much with that. And HLP, again, this is very close to the low, pulling back. Whilst this gap halted up, it gapped down. So again, not something I would say is looking very bullish. QH is probably the strongest one right now, and that's just sideways. Up top resumed. Let's have a look at top financial. Top we gap down on resumption. Spreads $4. Ouch. $4 spreads. Not something I'm even contemplating trading right now. The S&P 500 just gone green again. So now it's it pulled all the way back to the. And what did I just say to you there? As that went up and went green, it pulled back. So I don't mind that. I don't mind a pullback and a bounce on the VWAP. And look what happened. It pulled all the way back and bounced on the VWAP, and now it's about to break session highs. So CXAI, I'm watching CXAI, but right now it's just sideways. The momentum's sideways, and there's a lot of these are just sideways at the moment. QH is breaking highs, up at $4. Just broke $4. Oh, what did I say about that double bottom? We've got this double bottom on the 5-minute here, and I said get in at 355. Your stop is at 310. It'll test $4. Look at that. Whilst it did pull back, it wouldn't have stopped you out, but you didn't just test $4. You smashed it. So this is halting to the upside now. So if you've only just joined the stream, people that were here half an hour ago will testify what I've said here. On this breakout here, we've got this 5-minute double bottom. I'll put it on the 5-minute for the TikTok people. 5-minute double bottom, W shape. How do you trade a double bottom, Tony? Well, they're not always very neat W's with an exact point, so they can be a bit skew-whiff like this one. So what you do is you get the swing low, swing high, so lower swing high, another swing low, okay? It doesn't have to be identical to the previous swing low, but when it makes its move back up, you're looking for the break of the previous swing high, okay? That's your double bottom. That's your signal to get in. Now it just happens to be at this one. It was 355. It tested it a couple of times, and then when it broke with increased volume. It did pull back, but it didn't pull because how do you trade a double bottom? As I say, what you do is that's your entry point. Is the break of the middle swing high, but you put your stop at the low of the swing low. So stop here would have been 310, and I called this out as we're speaking. That's where you put your stop. It's a 45-cent risk. And said, okay, you're looking to complete the W pattern, which would be $4, which was a 45-cent up, 45-cent down. It's a one-to-one risk reward in this particular circumstance, but you would have got twice that. You'd have got a 2-to-1. So you were risking 45 cents, you'd have made $1. Just saying. Yeah, but you wouldn't have got in for the break of daily high at that 355. What I'm saying here is you got in at 355, you'd have made more money on that than you would have getting in at the break of the pre-market high, Alex. But the break of pre-market high at $4, that would have had increased momentum. You see all the volume coming in to push it even higher and give it that increased momentum. So getting in at 357 like Vols, he's now quids in because he's made $1 on that move. There you go, Tom. As long as you've got your stops in place, because this now looks like a 498 gap up. So it looks like another 50-cent move to the upside on resumption. So a gap up to a gap up to 498. On this will be fantastic, but make sure if you've not got it in place right now, get your trailing stops ready. So on resumption, put your trailing stops in place. Now at the moment, I would have what you were risking was 45 cents. So I would say, okay, 45 cents is what you want to be putting your trailing stop at, because that's what you were risking on the initial trade. If you got in at like 455 on the double bottom, if you're looking at the break of $4, you might be risking less or you might be risking more. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, you don't feel like you can afford 45 cents, then I will put your trailing stop at 30 cents, because the average true range is currently 27 on the 1 minute. So you put an ATR in there, but a 1x ATR as your trailing stop. So on resumption, if it genuinely does resume, as it's looking like it will do at 498, and on resumption you put your trailing stop in place. If it pulls all the way back and stops you out, you might have lost a little bit, but that's fine. You're still profitable. If it continues up, then you're making money. So, excuse me. So this should resume in about a minute's time, 1 minute's time. If it's a trailing stop, leave it there, Ryan, because you got in for a break of 4. You're currently 20. Even if it pulls all the way back, your trailing stop's there, 30 cents. You've got a 20 cent move guaranteed. It looks like this is going to resume at 498. So your 30 cent trailing stop on resumption will jump up to 468, and you've got a 68 70 cent move, even if it pulls back. So that 30 cent trailing stop, because of the ATR, should put you in good stead, but it'll also give it a little bit of consolidation room. So if it does decide to pull all the way back, you'll either get so this should resume at 44 and 42 seconds, so in about 12 seconds. But don't debate that yet, but yeah, it could be a very good trade for you, Tom. I don't know what kind of size shares you've got in there, or what your goal is on the day, but this could very well be one of those goal smashes for the day. Yeah, this might not resume at 98. I think it's going to be a 10-minute halt here, so it should resume at 49. So that's QH. We've got anything else? Charles Schwab breaking highs. Nvidia breaking highs. S&P 500 breaking highs. Up there at 416s. Whoa, whoa. Have some of that. What happened to FRC? FRC's been acquired by JPM. There is no more FRC. Okay. Yeah, so FRC, it's still technically, it's halted. It's still technically listed, but it probably won't resume today. The next time it resumes will probably be on the OTC markets. So this should resume at 9:49 and 42 seconds. CXAI breaking, testing $15 again. My goodness, the S&P 500 is having a good day today. At the moment, it is. JX Lux Ventures halted again. HLP halted again. Let's put some of these on here. So all right, no, it resumed. And let's put Hardy could have a move today. Let's put JXGL, JT. Yeah, JX Lux Ventures. So I just changed over some of the stocks on the watch list there. So this should resume in about 20 seconds. No, that's okay, Tom. That's okay. You stay in the sim until you've got a consistent run of profitability and you know why. Don't just stay in the sim. Don't come out of the sim when you get profitable. Know why you're profitable before you do. There you go. Nice gap up. There you go. I hope that trailing stop was. You probably got stopped out with that. Maybe. Trailing stop was good there. Let's see. Can I get a position on this? Did that take you over goal there, Tom? Clearly, I reckon you got stopped out, but 608 is the next halt, Kareem. It's 405 to the downside though, so it's I think it's actually closer to halting down than it is to halting up at the moment. And JX Lux Ventures halted to the downside as well. So a lot of these Chinese stocks are actually pulling back. QH, as I called earlier, is the exception at the moment. TX app up there, over $15 again. Hardy up there at seven over $0.75. I want to see that up, new high of day with Hardy. Nice one. Good stuff, Tom. Good stuff. Hey, green's green, melon. Green's green. $6, $600. It doesn't matter. Green is green. Any green's good green. I'm really liking the look of the market today. Yeah, Hoodie's just halted to the upside. And I was watching it, so I'll just pull this up on here so you can see. So I was watching Hoodie, and it just broke the session high. So that's where it went up to. It actually pulled down, broke the pre-market low, and then it's just moved back up to the session high. So it's above the VWAP, above the whole dollar of 8. So it's just brought the session high into a halt. This does look like it's going to gap up quite a bit as well, so it's looking like a 832 resumption. So it looks like it's a 16-cent gap up at the moment. We'll see. Q8 is down at 440s. You might get a bounce at $4 if it does get down there. SNTG, it's just ranging on the VWAP again. So the two ones that I did look at earlier, not really doing much. I probably shouldn't have them on the list. I'm going to put an NOX on. And that's sideways more than anything. And Intelligent Living's back up there above $2. So Intelligent Living, it was back above $2. It got hit hard at kind of 220, pull back. What's that one? Backside. Let's move $2 since the open. Oh. The backside, is it a catalyst? No. BTIG reaffirms it's an analyst rating, that's it. No, there's no volume on it. It's no volume at all. Let's Intelligent Living. Have a look. Session high right now is 979. Get up there, maybe. Maybe it'll give us something. And Holiday's still significantly down on the day, but it's trying to make a bounce back. I think I'm going to take a bathroom break. You can stay there. How many likes have we got on the old tickety-tockety? How many likes on the like counter? Let me know. And if we're not over 3,000, you definitely need to. If you're not over 3,000, you definitely need to get that like count up so we can feed the dog. Okay. Oh, yes. Let's go back to Hawaii. Let's find out when that resumes. This looks... It's very ranging sideways. It's just resumed. Hawaii has just resumed. Pull back. 920, the pre-market high. Spreads on this, not bad actually. Oh yeah, 10 cents, 10 cents. Fill the gap, then move back up. There's the gap fill. So there was a little bit of a bounce there, it looks like, on QH. Just at $4. Wow, it is looking very volatile. Let's see. That's a nice bounce on the VWAP here. I missed it. Looking at the other page, the other screen. That was a good 70-cent bounce on the VWAP, off the VWAP. Granted, the spreads are 10 cents. We've only got 50 cents on that. Still, 50 cents is a good move. Okay, well, I think how many have we got there, Wade, in total? Somebody let me know. I can't see on this. I'm using TikTok Studio. It doesn't tell me how many likes I've got per session. I need to give them some feedback and say, I need to know how many likes I've got. So, somebody tell me how 4K. That's good enough for me. Okay. Sorry guys, crops camp. I'll get 2-8, okay? I'll get 2-8. Oh, drop that one. Drop that one. That was a mistake. Come out the way. Say thank you. Say thank you. Hey. Yeah. Come on. Right. Yes. Everybody say hello to Miyako. Hey, this is the teddy bear. Is that nice? Like another one? There you go. You dropped it. There you go. Off you go. Miyako says thank you. Okay, so CXAI and just did break highs, but pull back for a bounce on the VWAP, maybe. Let's see. Very choppy today, guys. Just be careful. Yeah, well, if you've not smashed the thumbs up button, guys, and you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. It really helps. Top is halted again. Let's have a look at top. What's going on with top financial again? This has been absolutely. This is halted to the upside. This was mental last week. I mean, yes. Yeah, I could probably take 200 shares maximum, something like that. No, yeah, no, I could take more than 200. Oh, where's my calculator? Yeah, 300 shares. Well, it's not much less than I took on Friday with it. Guys, you do me dirty on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, there's over 80 of you on YouTube. Let's get that like count up. Let's get the thumbs up button to at least 50% of you. So at least half of you need to be pressing that thumbs up button. It just helps me. I'm not charging you for it. You know, it's all completely free for you to push that thumbs up button. You know you want to do it. Do it now. We should have at least 40 people pushing that thumbs up button. So come on. There you go. It's a bit of encouragement. So I'm just going to watch Top Financial for a little while. I'm watching. I've got. I'll show you. Why not? I'll show you. So my watch list screen is that this is my watch list screen here. So I've got 8 different charts there, and I've got the 4 charts there on my actual screen. And then over on the other side, I've got the actual streaming and the chat, and then I've got Benzinga down here on my laptop. So I'm watching a whole bunch of stocks on my watch list screen, and just kind of keeping an eye on top. Not that I'm going to trade it right now. I've told myself I'm not going to trade it. I've got a smaller account today. It's not the small account. I forgot. So for those of you that tuned in for the small account challenge, I have to disappoint you today. It's going to be tomorrow. The reason for it is I loaded the small account challenge last week with $500 and just over $500, 503 I think it was. And I forgot that the last day of the month, if your account's active on the last day of the month, it doesn't matter when it was activated, they will take your platform fees and data charges off you. And I forgot to factor that in. So yesterday they took the platform fees and data charges, so it's fallen below that $500 level, and quite frankly it's going to be hard enough with $500, so I've topped it up and we start tomorrow instead. NNOX, I saw that. NNOX, Cedric, as opposed to NN. So this should resume now. Oh, what a gap up. $6 gap. Top is mental. Top Financial is mental. You know what, I'm not. I was going to take 100 shares then, and you know what? I'm not going to. It's just the risk. It's like trying to pick up It's trying to pick up dollars off in front of a steamroller. It's there might be some reward there, but it's probably not worth the risk. That's halted the halt level to the downside. It's not halted yet, but it hit the halt level to the downside, which is 77.21. Yes, NNOX is halted. Yes. OA. Let's have a look at that, because it looks to me like stock is going mental. $2 spreads, just not worth the risk. I'll go for the low floor. It was worth the risk last week. I took 500 shares on Friday and it paid off. But this one, as it broke the high of day, you can see here. So previous high of day was here at 978 or whatever it was, 979. So it broke that. Look at the volume that came in. So the volume here is huge. Just came in over 500,000 shares traded on in that 1 minute. In this 1 minute here, over 500,000 shares traded. So that's a huge candle when it comes to volume. It's now traded 10.5 million shares today. It's NanoX Imaging, and put this into context. It normally trades 500,000 shares. So on average, 500,000 shares. So it's like 20 times relative volume, 20x on its relative volume. It is a larger float that I like to trade, but it's still a small float. It's still below 100 million. It's 50, just shy of 52 million in the float. But it's got a reasonable short interest as well, like 12.5% short interest. So I just bit my tongue. Is that a good or a bad thing? If you're superstitious, let me know. Is it a good thing when you bite your tongue, or is it a bad thing? But again, this is another one that's moving up without any specific catalyst that I can see today. There we go. There is a catalyst. And in NanoX in annual report says that on April the 28th, they received a 510K clearance from the FDA to market Nanox as statutory X-ray system intended to produce tomographic images of the human musculoskeletal system, adjunctive to conventional radiography on adults. So it's an FDA approval. Okay, so this could go somewhere. So this should resume in about half a minute. So JFU also moved. Yeah, I can't do that. No. When's the resumption? No. On without me. Let's see if we can break that pre-market high. Looking for an ad at pre-market high. 2.5. Yeah. Put the stop there. Put a stop there at 10.75. I shouldn't have chased that. When it went without me, I should have waited for the pullback. As it broke new highs, that was fine to get in at for the break of new highs, but then I lost 50 cents, so still overgo on this one stock alone. Now we're looking for a move back over 11. And there's the lesson to be learned from there. If it goes without you, be patient. This would have come back and collected me. I've got a much better feel if I've been patient. Market high up there at 11.86. Actually, this flushed hard on me on in pre-market as well. Managed to get half of my position off near the highs, but the other half I almost lost. Top halted again. That was 2 minutes ago. $11.07. Break of $11. SMTG moving up big. Moving up quickly. SMTG argument there for a nice double bottom there on the 5 minute. 450 key level. Spreads on this 3-4 cents or 6 cents, 6 cent spread. Over to VWAP, pull back. Anybody want to Mr. Whippy? He's not my king. The only king that I'll prepare to swear allegiance to, Faz, is Burger King. I like the Big King burgers. The XL Big King. Actually, I might get one of those. XL Big King. Party. Yeah, top, no, it's just too risky. CXAI is choppy sideways. QH pulled all the way back now below the VWAP. NNOX is 1050s. SNTG. Yeah, look, monarchies now. I mean, they're outdated, and you know, they're the biggest scroungers. I mean, they don't add any value to anything. They're relics from the past, inbred relics from the past. That's what the monarchy is now, and nobody's really interested in swearing any kind of allegiance to a king or a queen or anymore. It's just, look. Your birthright should not dictate your. I mean, let's face it. You look at those inbreds in Buckingham Palace, and they're not very intelligent. You know, thousands of years of inbreeding has had a severe impact on the brain. Even though they've got all access to all the best education and everything else, they're not the most intelligent group in the world at all. It keeps the tabloids in business, but you know, your American housewives seem to love the monarchy. They don't realise that there's more than one monarchy in the world, you know. But yeah, I would say the only king I'm prepared to swear allegiance to is Burger King, and then I would have to caveat that, you know, as long as I can visit Ronald as well, as long as it's not an exclusive allegiance, you know, and you know, Wendy's or Supermax if you're in Ireland. I thought we might get a VWAP bounce on SNTG. There's still potential. Well, I gave 3k, well, 2.5k back. Better than giving 13k back. Let's have a look. Where's Wink? GWNK. Hostess brands. Twinkie. My ex-wife used to love Twinkies. Couldn't buy them. You had to import them. The first time I heard of a Twinkie was Ghostbusters. You know, but yeah, my ex used to love them. When we lived in Spain, she loved the Hostess Twinkies with the cream filling. Oh, resumed. SNTG. GX Lux Ventures. Ooh, that's not looking good at all. There's a massive bull trap there. It's breaking low, so yeah, I don't trust that at all. QH looking like it wants to make another move. Is there anything you want me to take a look at, guys? Right now, I'm looking at this. 435. That's a level I'm watching. Well, of course, it looks like you're over goal, so well done. Yeah, it's a choppy day there, Calvus. It is a choppy day. I mean, there is Zap. This is not an IPO. I think this is a SPAC merger. There's no volume on it though. No, absolutely, Calvus. Just sit on your hands and wait for the right opportunity to form. There's no point just taking a trade for trade's sake, and you can be sat here doing nothing, you know. Another hoodie would be nice. Another top financial would be even better. Exactly. You know, you can find it. Look, they don't all happen at the same time, but every now and again every couple of weeks we'll get one stock that'll go on a run and either up or down, and if you're fortunate enough to catch it, you can make money at it. SNTG, well, it's been over 450 the pre-market. SNTG was up there at $36, I think it was pre-market. Here we go. We're going to might get the break here. It's quite a lot of sellers at 32, so at 432. 433, 434, all the way down to the VWAP. Maybe a VWAP bounce, maybe. We'll see. This could be a nice inverse head and shoulders formation. A little bit of consolidation here before we move back up on a retest. We've got one shoulder. Swing low, shoulder. Swing lower, low, head. And then this shoulder here, potentially, could be the other shoulder. For a retest it up at 435. So SNTG, let's have a quick look at that because I'm watching QH at the same time. That's an interesting trend line. Ascending support. Yes. Oh, SNTG went up to 764 pre-market. Oh. Yeah, well, Captain, when it's like this, don't trust anything. Don't take anything. If you're actively trading on a day like today and you've made money, great. But don't be taking anything just because there's nothing to trade. Wait for the setups. Oh, you know, I'm kind of happy that, that I was unable to trade the micro account today, the small account, the 500 to 15K challenge, because I probably would have taken a trade and got faked out. SNTG's big fake out here as it tried to break the VWAP. At the moment, it's just not really sustaining anywhere over the VWAP, and when we get, what will be interesting is when this ascending trend line here merges with the VWAP, kind of around the $4 level. Which way will it break? We're definitely getting an inverse head and shoulders type formation there on QH or QU. But yeah, choppy days like today, don't force it. The market will not do your bidding. Just remember that, guys. However, that being said, stocks like Nvidia and AMD not so much. Oh, ouch. Why is AMD bucking the trend? Nvidia definitely. Microsoft, a bit choppy. So high caps are, a lot of the high caps are just not doing a lot. Whereas the S&P 500, it's kind of, I don't know what he wants to do. But up at the highs. We have a double bottom here on the Friday's close price. This might retest the highs up here at kind of 416.80s. We'll see. Back to SNTG. Which lines are going to break first? Yeah, I'm not feeling that. TGTX. Oh, I thought you said JT. TGTX. Let's have a look. TG Therapeutics. Hang on. Are we going to get a break here? A break or a rejection? Watching QU, we've got to watch that 435 level for a break. Getting a break here now. Oh no. Let's see. PGTX. Slow burner. It's a creeper. It's up 15%, but it's a creeper. I don't like trading creepers. TG Therapeutics. Nice double bottom at the open. Lovely double bottom at the open to have got in on. So as that kind of broke that level there, if you look at the bodies, you could have got in there at 26.50. You could have got in at 26.75, 26.80. Yeah, it could have been got $1.50, $1.70, something like that would have been nice. Now it's broke the pre-market high as well. It's a creeper. It's not got the velocity that I like to see when I'm trading something. So this one's looking interesting. As is 2U. Maybe get a bounce on the VWAP. Oh, that just faked me the hell out. That was horrible fake out. I wasn't quick to the trigger either. 440. Yeah, Joby. Sometimes you've got to change it up a little bit just to just for that to happen. But that was a nasty fake out. Should be okay. Vantage holdings may or may not go in my favour, but we'll see. I'm in at 430. Let's see if we can get over the... There we go. Come on, fill. Why have I terrible fills today? There we go. I've got a trailing stop in there. It's currently break even, so... Oh, it's not a trailing stop at all, is it? I'll have to put a trailing stop in place, but I clearly haven't. Regular stop. There's a trailing stop. Is it too tight? Yeah, too tight. Well, 1300 on that one. That'll fill quickly then. Let's see, can we get the break of the whole dollar? There's a lot of sellers there at 490. Doesn't last, they're thinning out. Rate's $5. This could go to $7 again. Be level. Nice. Now I've got a 30-cent trailing stop in place. The halt level is 548. I'll pull back. Don't mind. What did I get on that one? Got 20 cents on that. Another 500 bucks. Happy days. Back over 13k on the day. The range on this now is 40 cents, average true range. The QH is the inverse head and shoulders there. That will probably go up to about $5 now over the course of about an hour. I tried to capture the $6 move. I've got 30-cent trailing stop in place now again. I'm risking pretty much nothing. You know what? I'm probably it's a 40 cent. I'm just going to get rid of that. Let me see this break 6 before I put that stop in place. Not today, Dom. I forgot that I was going to get charged platform and data fees yesterday, so I have to. I'm likely to be starting it tomorrow instead. So my balance was under 500 when I came to the desk this morning. That's pretty much my break even. Nah, made 500 on that trade. It's not great. Just as it takes off. on without me. Volatile, I'll give it that. Not an easy trader. Not an easy trader. 55 cents is the average true range on this now. Don't berate yourself. If you made a profit with it, that's a good thing. Any green's good green, as they say. I can't trade 50. I can't do 50-cent trailing stops on this. It's just not. Doesn't look conducive enough for the reward. I'm getting a couple of exit indicators right now that are looking like reversal time. It needs to fill that upwick on. I've got a 2 minute. It needs to get over 650 again, otherwise it's going to pull back. It needs to hold the $6. Struggling up at $6. It got rejected at 650. High of day 650. Well enough, I got out at 645, which is nice. Are we moving up or down, SNTG? Because I'm not too happy with this movement at the moment. There's my line in the sand. Can I teach you how to make entries? Absolutely, Mocha. Check out the link in my, so go to the link tree in my profile and check out the first link in the link tree. You pretty much got out at the top there, Volt. I mean, 650 is the top, so you got out at 6 realistically. So this will either make another move up or I'll get stopped out. One or the other. I mean, it's stating the obvious, I know, but it's looking like I'm probably going to get. It might find a bounce at the $0.50, but probably won't. It looks like it's done. I said I was getting the reversal indicators, particularly on the 5 and 2 minute. Not so much on the 1, but the 5 and 2 minute for sure. I'll put the stop there at 5.38. I thought if we get a bit of support at the $0.50, we had support here at kind of this level previously, 5.40, 5.38. 5.38. So that's where I put my stop. Oh, that was resistance, not support, by the way. Yeah, it's very whippy. I should be playing that song from the van earlier. Very Mr. Whippy-ish. Anything left in QH? Probably, yeah, it's sideways, consolidating right now. It's above the VWAP, which is a good sign, but it needs more volume. The volume's died out, Roger. So if you're going to trade QH now, you need to wait till the volume comes back in. Yeah, there's a lot of fake outs on this one. But if look, I'm over goal, I'm green, I'm not risking going back under goal again. Right, Vols, we'll see you tomorrow. And hopefully the balance will be clear on my small account and we'll be able to start the small account, micro account challenge tomorrow. And I'll be concentrating on that. I'll still have the main account available, because if there's nothing to trade on the small account, but there is on the main account, I might do it that way. Back over $6, this could be interesting. That's a nice 5-minute pullback. Just about to close a 5-minute red candle. So if we can get above that, which is currently 603. About to close out this 5-minute candle, and the high of this 5-minute candle is 603. So get above that, we might make another run. The problem is, if we do make another run, there's a chance of the devil horns as well. So I'll be watching that with interest. Keep my stop here for now. And that's all you want, Bolts, is if you can have a day over goal, that's all you really need. Every day over goal and you make a fortune. You make an absolute killing. But even when you don't have, if you have a losing day, you have a red day, it doesn't mean that you have to make that up the next day. The next day, you keep the goals the same. Ultimately, you will cover that drawdown in time. Your ultimate goals towards the end of the year are what matter. You need to be setting yourself annual goals and everything else. Yes, there's the devil's horns. There's your 5-minute devil horns. That's a definite reversal. Exactly, Calvus. I just said the same thing. Oh well, look, I'll let it run its course, and that previous resistance pre-market at 538. It comes back and stops me out. It comes back and stops me out. Otherwise, if it does. I can't see it going back up and test it. There you go. Here we go. I can't see it going testing the highs now because of those devil horns. It's probably going to come back to at least $5, maybe $4.50. Just let's see how this plays out. The likelihood is that it will break that support and stop me out. That's what I'm expecting at least. But look, I've been wrong before. Usually to the other side. To the other side. It might go higher. It absolutely might go higher, but I doubt it. The devil horns is usually a very reliable reversal pattern, and it's there on the 2 minute. It's there on the 5 minute. It's there's your devil horns here on the 1 minute. That double top. It's a very reliable reversal pattern. So you want to be paying heed to those reversals and either get out or size down. I've got my stop in place. I've got my stop in at what was previously resistance pre-market. So I've got my stop there just in case it finds support at that level. This pullback to 532 on the bid. My stop's at 538, so I'm clearly going to get a bit of slippage here. Better chances on Q8. Q8 ain't doing anything. I mean, it's ranging right now. It's got a 50-cent range between 375 and 425. 25 cents is either side of the $4. So when it breaks out of that range, you might get a nice move. On GDC, probably not. There's nothing else moving right now. I mean, we've got let this play out. I don't have to watch it play out. I'll let that play out. If it moves back up, I can always come back to it. I've got it on my watch list here. I'm just kind of yes, S&P 500 back up at over 416.80s. GDC. Halted to the downside, did it? It's making nice moves actually. It's 563. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, halted to the upside. It's like you said, it halted to the downside. It's not great volume. There's nice volume stick there, but is there a catalyst? Is there a news drop just come out that's warranting that? GD Culture Group. Why are they trading higher today? It doesn't say. No news catalyst. Used to be Code Chain New Continent is what they used to be called. Electronic tokens and digital door signs. Yeah, IoT company. I'm not seeing a catalyst. Not great volume. It's a 10x volume, so it's good relative volume, but it's not great volume. I've still not been stopped out yet. Yeah, GDC's not looking great. I'm going to put that on one of these. I'll replace. I like GDC, so I can see where that resumes. I'll come back to this in a second. So it's looking like a resumption at 590. So it looks like a 30-cent gap up. Now this one could be interesting. If we get a retest of the highs. Put 550. I'll reduce my losses on this, I think. There you go. We're going to get the break. So I'm in at this price now. For 625 is what I'm in at. I want to see this over 650. I keep saying 550. I want to see it over 650. $47. Take some off at the top. The 30-cent stop, and I'm done. Actually, I'm gonna halted to the upside. There you go. Sometimes let it play out. I was right with the devil horns and the reversal. It pulled all the way back, but it found support. So sometimes the technical analysis helps. I'll once it plays out, I'll show you why I put my stop at 538, but I could have put it at 550 or whatever. And we're about to break the high of day, pre-market high, by the way. Right up there at the pre-market high. $764. There we go. Pre-market high just broken, and I just got stopped out. And we're now $19,000 day. Happy days. That's a great trade. Okay, guys, I'll just talk you through this trade whilst it's going on. I'm not going to get in again, maybe later, but I'll just talk you through this. Because what I'll do is I'll put this on the 2-minute and you can see it better. Okay, so here, pre-market, it moved up to this 764 level, pulled all the way back, and then it struggled to get over this level here. So this resistance level, it tapped it 1, 2, 3 times at 538. Then it came down to 538 here. That's where I had my stop. It actually did get below it on the bid, but didn't not on the ask. So I put my stop at 538 on the basis that was a previous resistance level on pre-market. I just left it there. I thought, okay, if it stops me out, it stops me out. But if it finds support at that previous resistance and then goes on to break new highs, I'm in it. So I was prepared to take that hit. Why was I prepared to take that hit? I'd already got a cushion on this ticker of over 3,200, I think it was. And me taking that hit would have put me in the red on this ticker to about $800. So I was only really risking $800 on this trade, and I've ended up making $7,800. So risk versus reward on that was pretty much on point. And that's the advantage of being able to take the cushion and use that and add that to your risk. You can take bigger risk when you've got a cushion on something because you know you're not going to lose anything. You're just playing with the house's money, if you will. So that's now halted up at 809. And which should resume at 809. So it looks like it's getting a bit exhausted up there. It's got a level resumption. It may pull back, it may continue. We'll find out. We're pretty much done here for me. $19,000 day, and that was my largest trade of the day. Was SNTG. So happy days. Good start to the month, and who says Mondays are not good for me? Well, my statistics tell me Mondays are not good for me. So I said that's a good start to the month. This month isn't about getting over gold. But let me just show something to you guys so that you know where I'm coming from. It's been, before I go there, this last 2 months I would say been very mentally taxing. And I've been really feeling it from an emotional standpoint. GDC's just resumed, so I'll put that on the thing now. It's been very emotionally taxing. Just broke pre-market highs. So that's GDC, GD Culture Group. Just broke pre-market highs, and I thought, okay, we've now got to a position where I'm more than 2 months ahead of my annual goal pro rata, and I'll show you. So I felt, okay, maybe a Shifu, as in Master Shifu, the little thing from Kung Fu Panda. I don't know. A D1 trader. That's not necessarily a good thing. A D1 trader in Dublin is, you know, get your apples and pears, get your strawberries. You know, that's completely, you know, Henry Street. That's a D1 trader. But yeah, let's just take a look at the. Where's my trader view stats? I have to go back to for the year to date. Let's take a look at this while that's halted. And here we go. So this is my years to date. Then let me just pull up the chat so I can address the conversations whilst I'm here. The sensei. Well, I used to be a sensei when I was doing jiu-jitsu back in the day. I had my brown belt and I used to take the classes, but yeah, there you go. That's another thing you didn't know about me. I know jiu-jitsu, but there you go. It's a long time ago. I was a teenager, so it's a long time ago. Yes, so what was I saying? April, great month in April. We're now in May, so just at 19,000 in May, but let's look at the year to date. So after 4 months, I should be at 400. My goal is 120 per month. So I should be at 480. I'm way over goal. So 5 months, I should be at 600. 720 is 2 months. Sorry, 6 months. So you just over, a little over 6 months of trading in 4 months in terms of profits, gross profits. I'm averaging, well, it's 1.5 times daily goal, so it's 1.5 times annual goal to date. So I'm two months ahead is where I am. So if I get to the end of, if I don't trade now until the end of June, I'm still ahead of goal by 4K. So that's put me in a nice position where I can afford to just take it easy a little bit, just take a step back, refocus, get back to trading properly, and more disciplined. And what I mean by that is I've been trading overly aggressive, oversized, and probably very impatient. And I can afford to, because of this, I can afford to get away with that. Now, it looked at one stage. I went down in the latter stages of April. I went down, and we'll see this in the P&L curve in a moment. But my best month, I had my best month ever in January. After a couple of good months, but I had a really good summer. June, July, August were very good and consecutive, fantastic months. And then I had my best month ever in January. And I smashed that in March. We had an unusual situation in March where we had the banking collapse, the regional banking collapse, and I was able to profit from that, going short on most of them. I also took some big risks, unnecessary risks, and ultimately it paid off because I had my best month ever. April, similar situation. I had a $50,000 drawdown. So let's go back to the calendar a second. Last week was just a horrible week for me, mentally. It paid off. I had this $50,000. I had a $13,500 losing day the Friday before last. Then I had a 50K losing day on the Monday, and that was me trading very, very badly, not managing risk, just going at it, swinging for the fences pretty much with every trade, and not cutting my losers. There's a whole different things I could say I was doing wrong on the Monday. And I started the same way on the Tuesday as well, and I had to take a break, walk away, take the dog for a walk, kind of rediscover my mojo to get profitable on Tuesday. Ended up over goal, and I was fortunate that CXAI went parabolic later in the day, and I was able to profit from that. Then I had my biggest ever trading day on the, not just my biggest ever trading day. I had my best ever trade on Top Financial on the Thursday. And then I traded Amazon after hours, and that gave me a huge amount as well. So I had my biggest ever trading day last Thursday and topped it off with another humongous day. So a month's goal in a single day, and topped it off with another huge trading day on the Friday. So if I look at this from a reports point of view, and I look at this equity curve, is shocking. So I went probably my largest drawdown for over a year here. If I look at where's the drawdown? Detailed here, and I look at the win-loss expectation. I went down here, cumulative drawdown, nearly $64,000 down, and this was on the 24th, so I had a little over a week left. Well, less than a week left. And I'm $64,000 drawn down. I mean, granted, I had a nice cushion coming into that, but then to finish, not just recover that drawdown, but to finish on the highs that I did, now it affords me to be a bit more modest with my trading, a little bit more relaxed with my trading. Take this micro challenge, 500 to 15k. If I can do it, if I can get the early couple of weeks. So let's go back to the actual stream, and this is my Benzinga desktop, by the way. Let's go back to the actual stream here. You can see this is GDC. What was I trading as well? Let's go back to SNTG's breaking highs up at the halt level right now. But yeah, I mean, me now, I'm able to start being a bit more relaxed with this next month or so. So having another 19k day today just adds to the cushion that I've got for the year. It allows me to be. Why have I not done that? But it doesn't mean that I might not be able to do it. It is going to be genuinely a challenge. Let's put this into context. So, small account challenge. If I can get the first few days, a week or two, is going to be where it's going to be challenging. If I can grow it to 2.5k, I've shown I can take a 2.5k account and turn it into 30 within a couple of months. So I've shown that I can do that already this year. Since January, I did a small account challenge in January, and I took a $2,500 account and I turned it into a $30,000 account. I took a $5,000 account in February last year and turned it into I think it was $70,000 account, $75,000 account. So I can do the small account challenge, but I've never tried it with a $500 account. Why is it going to be more difficult? Because $500 is really the threshold with the broker that I'm using. If I go below $500, I don't get any margin leverage. I don't get any leverage at all. So it becomes a cash account in effect. And I don't get any leverage on anything under $5 anyway. So really the sweet spot's going to be between kind of $5 and $15 stocks that I can get leverage on. So they're not moving every day. So it's about stock selection and trade selection has to be on point. With $500, if I take 100 shares of a $5 stock and it goes up a penny, I can then take another 300 shares or whatever it is, 300 shares or whatever it is. If it goes down a penny, I can't take anything. I can't add to the position or whatever, because I don't get any additional leverage or whatever it is. So it becomes, and I've only got $150 drawdown before I get liquidated. So $350 on the balance on the account and I get liquidated. So it's going to be a very, very challenging, it's a very challenging challenge to take. But look, No point doing a challenge if you know you can do it. So if I can grow it from 500 to 2,000, I should be in a good stead to be able to then grow that from 2,000 to 5 and 5 to 20 and so on and so forth. The challenge is going to be growing it from 5 to 1,000 to 2,000, etc. So we'll see tomorrow. We start tomorrow. All right. Okay. No problem, Roger. Should say Premier League. It'd be a lot better. When a stock's halted, how do I know whether to get in or not to get in? What is your buy signal? Well, first and foremost, Willy Wonka, when a stock's halted, you don't know to get in because you can't get in because it's halted. So there's no transact. You can't buy when the stock's halted. So I know that's probably not what you meant. You probably, is it worth getting in on resumption? And the answer is no. It's never worth getting in on resumption. You've got to wait for the consolidation. You've got to wait for the continuation, okay? So when it resumes, it doesn't matter whether it gaps up or down. If it gaps down, it's usually easier. Because what tends to happen is if it gaps down, if it then moves up and breaks new highs, there's your entry right there. So for example, if you look at this stock here, it moves up into a halt. If it gaps down and then moves back up, on resumption, it moves back up, it gaps down and then moves back up and breaks new highs, you're getting in at the new high because it's showing an existing buying pressure and upwards momentum. And you're still looking for the other indicators, but that will be your entry level there, will be as it breaks that previous halt level and moves on to new highs. So when it's an upwards halt, gap down, on move up, a good indicator for an entry is, but you don't want to be doing it too extended. If it's halted like for the third time or the fourth time, be very careful. Now, if it gaps up and then continues, let it continue. Wait for a moment, wait for consolidation, but wait for a pullback. So if it gaps up and if it halts up and then gaps up, if it doesn't pull back, then it's just going to continue moving up, and you can either chance it and just chase the momentum, which is not what I would advise anybody to do. It's not a good strategy. It can pay off and it can be lucrative, but it's extremely risky. The best thing to do is wait for a pullback, and you don't have to wait for a red candle. You can wait for a pullback. It reaches a high and it pulls back a little bit, finds a little bit of consolidation, and then moves up and breaks a new high. It can be on the same candle. Look for support and resistance areas. If it pulls back to a support area, a previous support area, on the daily, on over the last few days or whatever it is, if it pulls back to finds support at an area that is previously confirmed support area, then if I look at, for example, this on the daily right now, if this pulled back all the way to, let's have a look on the weekly. This pulled back now to kind of $6. We've got support there at $5.96, a previous support. Previous support here at $9. Previous resistance at $9. Right now, this is pulling back to $9. You know that that's a previous support resistance level, supply demand zone, whatever. But now you're looking for a continuation up at $9.50. So if you're looking at nice little flag setup here, so you look for a confirmation on a higher time frame because it's so far extended. You maybe look for the 2-minute or the 5-minute time frame here. So right now, I'll be saying above 9:30 could be interesting on the 2-minute. I look at it on the 5-minute. Again, 9:30. So you've got confirmation on multiple time frames there that the next level up, if it can, after this consolidation, nice little flag setup, the next level up will be 9:30 or above. It got rejected at the high of day, currently 9.63. So you wouldn't want to get in on this below 9:30. What do the values on the x-axis mean? This axis or this axis? So this is the time. This is the time, and this is the value. So we've got the time here versus the value here. I've got these little candles here, which is volume by price. What that means is this tells you how many shares have been, how many shares were traded, and also whether it's on the bid or the ask, well, on the uptick or the downtick, based on the color. How many shares were traded at a particular price point. So you can see the majority of shares that have been traded on this stock today, at the moment, based in the candles that we can see, are at $6 or that level. And you can see that why that was a key resistance level for us here before we finally broke out. Value per share. This is the value per share. Yes. Yes, absolutely. If you're a beginner trader and you can see the halt levels as you're approaching a halt level, get out of it. Same with IPOs. Don't trade IPOs, because the problem with IPOs is you've got no prior price action to look for patterns or any kind of pattern movement or price action movement. So you're not going to, if you're a beginner trader, you're not going to be able to trade on your wits in the same way as an experienced trader would. I would say don't trade IPOs if you're a beginner trader. You probably lose money. And don't hold into a halt if you're a beginner trader, because if you get gapped down, you're going to panic and you probably end up losing money as well. Or make sure you're using stops. Trailing stops are fantastic for halt, because if it gaps down, it's going to stop you out for a minimal loss from where you were. Or if it continues, you're going to be able to make the most of the continuation as well. So use trailing stops if you can with as you're approaching halt levels. What time frame did I? Oh, right. Okay. So I looked at the weekly chart. Okay. So what did I find? So I looked at. You can do it on the daily and scroll back. So you can do it on the daily, and you can just scroll back to when it was last up there, which is here. We got $9. So this was March last year. So this would have been 10th of March last year. It went up to a high of. 11th of March, it went up to a high of $9. It was rejected at $9. On the 10th of March, it went up to $6.90. On the 9th of March, $8.50. So I went at the weekly just because it was easier to show. But you look at the historic timeframes, where it's been a key level, where it's been rejected, or where it's been supported. And that's where I found it, Lisa. Okay, which is why I have multiple time frames. I've got 5 right now in front of me. I've got 5 different charts with different time frames open in front of me. You can see 2, but I've also got the weekly, the 60-minute, and the 2-minute chart, which I can see right now. GDC is back over $7. Whilst this is consolidating, and this wouldn't surprise me if it consolidates all the way down to $8 before then either capitulating. It might even find support at the pre-market high. But I just want to pull this across here. So GDC is now retesting these highs up at 750. I bit my tongue and it's sore. Just about to break $8, new high of day. That's GDC, and it's at 819 halt level. So it may halt. It looks like it's going to halt. It's at the halt level now. Still transactions going through at 819. Quite a lot of transactions going through at 819 at the moment. There you go, it's halted. That's GDC, up there at 819. So that will resume now at 11:27 and 30. Well, no, it's okay. So having a cash account is fine, but it's having a small account that's hard. So you can have $100,000 cash account, and it doesn't. It's like having a $20,000 margin account, and you're getting 5x in terms of the buying power. The difference being is that with a $100,000 cash account, you're not going to get liquidated as easy as you would with a margin account because of the multiplication factor, the compounding factor, if you will. It's about trading within your account size. Okay, so trading small with a cash account is fine. So depending on if you've got a $500 cash account and that's your buying power is $500, you don't really want to be setting yourself any unrealistic expectations. A small account, a realistic expectation is about 5%, and that's aggressive. You don't want to be risking more than 3%. This is per trade, okay? So if you've got a $500 account and you may be taking 100 shares of a stock, let's say it's a $5 stock, so you take 100 shares, and if it's got a good momentum, let me pick out a $5 stock. Let's look at a $5 stock here. Right? It's not $5, so it's $4. QH, okay? We've got an average true range on the 1 minute of 10 cents, like nearly 11 cents. So if you took 100 shares on a $500 account, if you took 100 shares, there's a realistic expectation to get a 10-cent move. So 100 shares is going to give you $10. So if you've got $10, what's your target? You look at 5%. So you're looking at $25. Is 5% of a $500 account. So you're looking at $25. So if you then take, you managed to get a trade with QH and you got a 10-cent move, took 100 shares, and you took profit, and you took the full profit. You're in, you take the 10 cents, you take profit. You made $10. Now you're looking for the next trade. So you take 3 trades, and you make $10 per trade. Commissions aside, because of the small account, you don't really want to be at that kind of size. You don't really worry about commissions. The goal is staying afloat. But then you've got 3 successful trades. You've got 10 cents per trade. You've made $30. You've actually made 60% or 6% as opposed to 5%. You're over goal. So it's about expectations. What you're talking about is having a cash account is no different to having a margin account, only it's the buying power. So a large cash account is just the same as a medium-sized margin account. The advantages of having a margin account, believe it or not, it's not to do with the leverage. Leverage is just increased buying power. Move back to that before it resumes in just over a minute. Yes, the increased buying power allows you to take bigger size, but by taking leverage on a position, you're increasing the risk. It's that simple. So by using leverage, you've got to be increasing your risk. So there is an advantage to it, being able to be aggressive with leverage and using leverage to take bigger size and make bigger gains. But if your goal is to make bigger gains, be patient and grow your account incrementally. Then you'll be able to take bigger gains. That is my advice there. I don't offer financial advice. That's just advice in terms of trading. Now, the real advantages of trading in a margin account are instant settlement. Trading in a cash account, you've got to wait for the T+2. So what you trade today is not available tomorrow. It's got to settle, and then you trade it the day after tomorrow. Whereas in a margin account, you've got instant settlement. And that really is an advantage, because not only, it's a perfect example is this small account challenge that I'm going to be taking. Let's just say I've got a $5 stock and I take 100 shares. I'm pretty much maxed out. I can't take out, well, all right then, I've got no leverage. I fall below $5 for whatever reason, and I've got no leverage first and foremost. So that $499. So I take $100 shares of a stock that's $4.99. I've got 100 shares. I can't buy any more than that. I'm maxed out on my equity position. I'm maxed out on my buying power. Let's just say that moves up 50 cents. So now I've made an additional 50 cents. Do I let it ride or do I cash it in? The simple answer to there is because I've now passed over that leverage level, I cash it in. And I've now got $5.50, and with the assuming I get full leverage, I've now got $5.50, but I'm getting 3,300 in buying power. So it's that compounding effect right there. Okay, so by cashing in, I'm now able to take a $5.50 stock. I'm able to take $3,300 worth of shares, which effectively, let's say 600 shares. I could take 100 shares before. I was maxed out on buying power. Now I'm taking 600 shares and I'm still not maxed out on buying power. I've got a little bit besides. Now, that being said, let's assume I've taken 600 shares and it goes up another 50 cents. Okay, so I made another 300 bucks there. So now I'm at 850. So I cash it in again, and I've got $850, and I'm up at $6. So then the stock is now $6. I've got $850. So what's 850 times 6? Let's do my quick. 5,100 in buying power. But if I had 600 shares, I can now take 850 shares. So you see where the advantage of having that, being able to use that margin is, and that instant settlement. That's the advantage of having a margin account is the instant settlement. It's nothing to do with just having the leverage in the first place, because if you don't have the instant settlement, you can't do it. The same thing applies if you're getting a pullback and why you want to sell at what you think is the peak, and then when it pulls back, if it goes again, you can add back and for a bit of a discount. So then the other advantage of having a margin account is being able to borrow shares. You've got a line of credit where you can borrow shares to go short on something. What do you need borrow shares? What do you want to borrow shares on something? So if you see a weak stock, it could be something that's already really extended to the upside and is due to pull back, or it could be something that's selling off because of like FRC, for example, or Silicon Valley Bank, and you want to sell it before you've bought it. You need to borrow them shares first in order to then sell them on and then buy them back later at a reduced price and profit from the difference. That's called short selling. To short sell, you need credit, so you can't do that in a cash account. You have to do that in a margin account. So those PD2 rules apply if your broker is regulated by the SEC. So PD2 rules apply. So, for example, Capital Markets Elite Group don't implement PDT rules. Speed Trader don't implement PDT rules. You've got Interactive Brokers. Depending on where you're located, you may or may not be implementing PDT. If you're in Ireland, for example, or if you're in the Netherlands or you're Spain and you're with Interactive Brokers, you can, or the Cayman Islands or Panama or whatever, they won't implement PDT rule on you because you're in a jurisdiction that's not regulated by the SEC. If you're in the US, the UK, or Germany, you're going to get hit with a PDT. So, and the PDT rule is the pattern day trading rule, where you're limited on the number of intraday trades where you open and close the same trade intraday. You're limited on the number of trades you can take over a 5-day period, 5 consecutive day period. Yeah, there you go. So splitting your cash account into 2 sections and just trading small. It's how to trade a cash account and be able to trade every day. You've got 2 options there. You either have 2 separate accounts and you split your money evenly between them, and then when you finish trading one, the next day you trade the other and do it that way. And that way, you don't have to have that mental stop in terms of splitting your trading, or you have the all in and you only trade half of your equity one day and the other half the next day. Liquidity, we're doing well today. We've had a good day today so far. 19k day today, so more than 3 times over goal. It's a good day. Today's a good day. UTME just resumed. Let's have a look at UTME. Another volatility. Yeah, I'm not going to be trading that one at all. That's not worth even bothering with. So this is due to resume 10 minutes ago. So this is a long halt, the 15-minute one. Yeah, smashed last month's target. Absolutely, I did double last month's target. 2 months in a row, I've been twice goal on a month. Now, I've got used to be having the odd day where I'm twice goal, or like today, 3 times goal on the day. That's normal, and I'll have a red day that'll wipe that out. So I had a 50k red day last Monday. So it balances out over the course of a month. But to be 2 times goal on a month is just virtually unheard of, and it's just phenomenal. Phenomenal couple of months. So I've done half my year's trading in 2 months. Okay. I've got someone coming around, so I'm going to end the stream here, guys. I'll be back at it tomorrow, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Why is this not ending? And that.